the great movement.
Ang programang magbibigay daan upang talakayin ang mga isyong may kinalaman sa ating karapatan bilang mga Pinoy sa Britanya. Kwentong nagpapalakas ng loob at bubuhay ng bawat pangarap upang ang tagumpay ay makamtan tungo sa magandang kinabukasan.
Mga balita at kwentong kapupulutan ng aral na magsisilbing gabay para sa ating mga kababayan. Ligal na usapin, hihimayin upang lubos na manawaan, tamang gabay maaring mailaan.
Balitang walang kikilingan, bawat isa magkakaroon ng boses sa dapat pakinggan, mga isyong dapat masolusyonan. Mga usaping pilit iniiwasang pag-usapan at harapin, sisikapin naming abutin sa ngalan ng katotohanan, pagkakaisa at kapayapaan.
Mga kwentuhang pakikipagkapwa-tao, pagtutulungan at pagkakaisa bilang mga Pinoy sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Britanya, bayanihan at kumustahang magbibigay inspirasyon sa ating mga kababayan.
Ganda ng buong Britanya ang hatid namin sa inyo. Pasyalang kagigiliwan, kwentong simple, pero kapupulutan ng aral. Biyahe, lakwatsa, at kwentuhan, tiyak mag-e-enjoy kayo.
Iba't ibang kwento ng buhay, nais naming isalaysay na aral ng buhay ang tangi naming inaasam.
Sa bawat larangan, angat kakabayan, talino at galing ng Pinoy, hinangaan at may magpanglaki sa buong Britanya.
Mula sa salaysay ng bawat buhay, kwentong palasyo patungong paraiso, hatid namin ang saya, inspirasyon at galak sa lahat ng Pinoy sa buong Britanya.
Galing ng Pinoy sa mangdako ng mundo, nag-iwan ng marka sa larangan ng industriya.
Mula sa Pinoy, para sa Pinoy, sa Britanya.
Ako si Amy Baliao.
Babu Gamboa.
Carol Panday.
Rapa.
Susan Pelais Robinson.
To ang Britanya ngayon, laban lang! Magandang hapon, Britanya. Magandang gabi, Pilipinas. Umaga, hapon, gabi. Sa amang bahagi ng mundo, samahan niyo kami sa natatanging episode ng Britanya ngayon. Now and then, the legends. Musikang kinalakihan natin dahil sa kanilang mga musikang Pinoy, buhay tayo ngayon. Kaya makakasama natin si Maestro Rusty Malilim.
Galing ng Pinoy na mananatili sa ating mga alaala. Sa iconic na large screen ng Piccadilly Circus, matutunghayan natin ang mga larawang kuha ni Lloyd Ramos. Galing ng Pinoy saan mang dako ng Britanya.
Legacy, may tuturing na kontribusyon natin sa kasaysayan at dahil bahagi siya ng isang pang pag-aaral upang mas lalong mapabilis ang sistema sa mga ospital, kasama natin si Doc Cito Maramba.
Mga patikim, dahil ang Britanya ngayon rumonda upang ibigay ang highlights ng Philcombat Day. Exciting the games ng UK Filipino rugby team ng Philippine Volcanoes.
Saya ng summer sa Britanya, kaya ibibida ko sa inyo ang isa sa mga puntahan ng turista at ng mga kapwa nating mga kabritanya. Ang ganda ng Dorset. At may bago, opisyal na nating makakasama ang Philcom Advocate Adelina Dueñas sa kanyang regular segment, Points of View, with Philcom Advocate Adele Dueñas. Samahan natin si Adele at ang kanyang mga guests na sina Marie Manalo Maramba ng Plymouth at syempre, Zani Del Mundo ng London. Ako si Amy Baliao,
Babu Gamboa.
Carol Panday.
Rapa.
Susan Pelais Robinson.
Ito ang Britanya ngayon, laban lang! Talagang ang ganda ng Piccadilly Circus, iconic na lugar at pasyalan ng mga tao pag kayo ay pumasyal sa London. Kaya hindi ito palalampasin ng mga dayuhan at dapat dayuhin nating lahat. Sa isang malaking screen ang mga photos ni Lloyd Ramos bumida. May report si Amy Balyao.
Piccadilly Circus's iconic and famous billboard has been one of London's icons for over a century and is unmissable for the 100 million people who pass through Piccadilly Circus every year. The large screens have been a remarkable feature since 1908, when they hosted the first Perrier advertisement, which was created with light bulbs. Over the years, the technology has evolved too, from simple light bulbs to neon sign in the 1920s, then to digital projectors in the 1990s, and onto the LEDs in the 21st century. Then and now, works of creative people, logos of many brands and famous names have been displayed up in lights. It is the perfect place for anyone wanting to get their name or work out into the public eye. Perfect for someone like Lloyd Ramos, a photographer and the eldest son of Mr. and Mrs. Romy Ramos, the proprietors of Milagrosa Food and Grains Limited, the largest independent Pinoy shop in Europe. Lloyd was commissioned to have his photographs shown on this iconic display. Inside their shop at the rear, Lloyd created a small gallery to showcase his photography collections, where we asked him how he first started his interest in photography.
Always been a very visually engaged person, so I picked up a camera when I was around 16 because I needed visual references for like my graphic design work, and then from then I just realized I preferred photography and I just decided to pursue it. That's basically the way I'm wired. If I like something, I want to sort of see it through and see exactly what I can achieve in a certain area. So yeah.
Lloyd put up his gallery for the E17 Art Trail in Walthamstow, an art festival held every 2 years, an opportunity for new artists to showcase their work to the public.
It's an event that happens every 2 years in Walthamstow, and I approached them and I asked them if I could contribute to this art trail because it's been going on for a very long time. So I'd say about 10 years, and I've always wanted to contribute something to it. And it's only now that I realize that I have enough work to sort of have a fully fledged exhibition to sort of show everybody.
His collection of photographs was discovered when one agent from a creative agency was shopping in their store in Walthamstow.
She works at a creative agency, yeah, I think she was just looking for photographers, and then in general just for the project. And when she was just doing her shopping here, she sold these photographs and thought that they were perfect for the sort of concept that they were going for. And so they asked me if I could, if I had anything that I would be suitable for them. And they also commissioned me to shoot some new work for that advert. So yeah.
Lloyd's own work is of everyday life, moments anyone, anywhere can feel and relate themselves to.
Drawn to just universal moments, moments that everybody can relate to. There's also an aspect of surrealism that runs through my work in terms of how strange and how those weird sort of Buster Keaton moments that seem a bit too weird to be real. There's also just a general aspect of documentation, because a lot of the world changes so quickly, and it's always, and I think photography is a good way of simply just recording and sort of commemorating the time that you're living in. But yeah, in terms of the photos that I made for that commission, a lot of them were shot before the pandemic, so it's basically like a return to how London it was. But a lot was shot in the last month or so, just as everything's about to open up, because I wanted something a bit more contemporary, and in terms of the work that was being shown, I guess it was better to have something that was shot for it and is a bit more tailored to the prompts that they gave me.
Okay.
But again, if you want to sort of see like the passage of time again, this building doesn't exist anymore. It was knocked down last month, and this is what this small one here is. It's basically the same. It's the same building, same spot where the building stood. So yeah, it's again passage of time. How the high street is constantly changing.
In this day and age, we are seeing more and more often young Filipino minds and creatives on the mainstream professional stage. A beautiful example of the legacy our parents have set for us to explore.
You know, that sort of my viewpoint and my upbringing as a Filipino has informed my images, and it's what gives it a unique voice and a sense of authorship. But at the same time, I think now, especially considering how a lot of Filipino kids of my generation are now sort of working their way up through the creative industries, I think we're going to see a bigger, more diverse range of voices being showcased. All Filipino voices being showcased is evident in a lot of industries. You have it in music, you have it in fashion, you don't have it so much in photography yet, but it's happening. So yeah, I mean, it's basically building on the work that the parents, the parents sacrificed in terms of coming here. I mean, the parents couldn't really pursue their dreams, I guess, and so the kids take on that torch and pass it on and spread it. Yeah, so that's my point of view.
Every photo has a story to tell, and like stories, photos can last the test of time and inspire generations to come. This is the legacy gifted from now to then. For Britain Today, Amy Baliao, London.
Grabe, Amy. How was it? Ang galing ni Lloyd, ano?
Ang galing-galingan ni Lloyd. We're very, very proud kasi new siya sa pagbibigay ng kanyang mga projects dito sa creative agency na to.
Okay, talaga. And nagpapasalamat kami of course, sa magulang at ang kanilang tindahan, Milagrosa.
Yes.
Any sponsors? Babu.
Gamboa Pinoy Tours.
Ano na?
Babu,
On
Sa
the way.
Bournemouth, ang Sushi Kitchi Bar, kay Jeff Rivera sa Asian Mini Shop Park Store kay Natalie?
Totoo yan.
Bel Natasha Kwat Vitali. So,
At
Okay.
saka Kabayan Remit.
Okay.
Yes. Of course, Kabayan Remit din.
And of course, ang aming host, ang sina Ruth, Ross, and Alec, and of course, Katie. Thank you very much. Okay.
And to our makeup, si Katie.
Okay, thank you, Katie. Okay, OPM, mga kantang nanatili sa ating mga alaala, obra ng mga bakata at mayamang kaisipan na ang layunin ay maipasa at pagyamanin ang ating kultura. Kilalanin natin ang kontribusyon ng Malilin family sa industriya ng musika. Kasama si Maestro Rusty Malilin. from the family of artists. From being a composer and performing artist, they have it. And in the bloodline of their family emerged the innate talents that leaves a legacy to our entertainment history and our very own music industry. The Malilins. One of them is Erasmo, who came to the UK in 1973. Rusty for many, and to some, he is Tito Mo. And to those whom he shared his caliber in music, he is Maestro Rusty Malilin. The eldest among the siblings, whom he had drawn his inspiration from his two late brothers, Alex and June. Their parents, Don Manuel and Godofreda, who loved their 10 children dearly, have shown them their love for each other through times. They have guided them to work hard to attain their goals in life and pursue what their hearts desire. Music and arts has been the language of their soul, a legacy to the OPM music.
You know, I come from a family of musicians because my mother was a music teacher when she was teaching, and my father played the Hawaiian guitar. So as a child, I was exposed to music, and then at the age of 7, my mother taught me how to play the piano. She even wanted to enroll me to the UP to learn music. But at age 7, it's too early for me to do that because I need to concentrate with my studies first.
Rusty drew his inspiration from his two brothers, Alex and June, whom he considered as geniuses in music. Alex composed the song Bakit Labis Kitang Mahal, and June owns the song Dahil Mahal Kita. Originally sung by the Boyfriends, one of the most prominent bands of the Manila sound with Gary Ariola, Bob Guzman, Artie Ilacad, and Lloyd Sale.
Okay, my two brothers, Alex Malilin and Junior Malilin, were into music. Actually, Alex has a composition titled Labis Kitang Mahal, and Junior also made a composition which is Dahil Mahal Kita, and both were sung by Boyfriends. Bakit Labis Kitang Mahal of Alex was made into a movie actually, and the stars who graced that movie, Bakit Labis Kitang Mahal, were Lea Salonga and Aga Mulak. And then Junior, his Dahil Mahal Kita, also was made into a movie, starred by Vilma Santos and Christopher De Leon.
While his brothers are busy making their names, writing more songs, and touring around the country, Rusty never stopped writing his own songs, with almost 30 original compositions and counting.
The title of my first composition was in Tagalog, which is Kay Bathalang Mahal, supposed to be my entry for this, a song of Aesop, Song of Praise. We recorded the song at Sampaguita's recording studio in Gilmore, and that's where I first met Marvin, and we practiced the song over there while at the same time we were preparing ourselves for the recording of the song, Kay Bathalang Mahal.
Rusty recalled and told that in 1982, Alex and June, the sextet Abracadabra, who won the Rock Expo Battle of the Band.
They impressed the crowds because they were singing the Bohemian Rhapsody of the Queen. And so one of the judges was the manager of the Little River Band of Australia, Jane Whitley. And when they were announcing the winner of the competition, there was only one winner. So it depends now on who will the judges select as a winner. And then Gene Whitley, the manager of Little River Band, chose Abracadabra as the winners. So they were so elated with their victory because it was a very close contest and all the bands were performing so well. But Abracadabra did very well, and they were impressed with their rendition of the Queen Bohemian Rhapsody as well as combination with Botejario, which was composed by Junior, the father of Port Nalilin.
When death comes into the family, the pain is unimaginable. The passing of Alex and June is also a loss to the music industry. But with the many songs that they have created, their memories, their legacy is still an overture of a lifetime. Rusty's dedication to music gave birth to his own Erasmus Star Talents and Entertainment Management. Hard work pays off when the prestigious award-giving body recognized his works of arts in 2019 at Meralco Theater, the FAMAS Award.
Actually is a special award because the FAMAS is only intended for people in the movie industry, which is called Filipino Academy of Movie Arts and Sciences. Now they included in the awarding ceremony people who have exemplified in their works, especially in arts and music.
For Rusty, being a Malilin is already a legacy, a legend that must carry on. It must be passed on to the younger generation who will continue the works that they have started and to whom he wants to dedicate his award.
I would like to dedicate my FAMAS award to my relatives and friends, and of course to the Erasmus Stars Talents and Entertainment Management, because they are the one who's going to whoever they are, especially those young ones who are now in the group, will be benefited from that kind of award and inspire them to do great things in the future.
Every song has a composer and always a great story behind it. Songs that captivates our hearts, resonates to what we feel, reminiscing the way we were. OPM is still alive. To the great composer whom they dedicated their lives to their craft, you have our respect, and in his own perfect time, we will see each other again. For Britain Today, Carol Panday, London.
Many Filipino talents are recognized the world over, especially here in the UK. And most of these talents are strategically placed in a lot of government, private, and public sectors and agencies all over the UK and perhaps all over the world. Sadly, Filipinos do not recognize this. And even more tragic is that these talents are draining away from the Philippines instead of going back. Our guest in Britanya Ngayon, Dr. Sito Maramba, has a different perspective. His heart, mind, and soul is to give back all these talents into the Philippines. So we have with us, and it's our pride, in Britanya Ngayon, Dr. Sita Maramba. He is a doctor by profession, and he finished his Doctor of Medicine from University of the Philippines.
Yes.
And you also took Dr. Sito, your biology also in University of the
Yes,
Philippines.
that was my pre-med.
Pre-med.
My pre-med at UP Diliman.
And I can see that he is really proud of his background and family, most especially.
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, basically, I come from a family of doctors.
Okay.
My father, Dr. Tomas P. Maramba, was Undersecretary of Health for Standards and Regulation
Wow.
during the time of President Cory Aquino, and my mother is a professor emeritus in pharmacology and toxicology at the UP College of Medicine. And I'm proud to say also my younger sister, Dr. Cecilia Maramba Lasarte. She's now the director of the Institute of Herbal Medicine at the UP Manila National Institutes of Health. My brother is not a doctor, but he's an engineer, but he also helps by looking into uh, less waste for energy production with a firm in Houston, Texas.
And this is, we see here a family of talents, not only in the field of medicine, but also in engineering.
Yes, that's right.
However, it's only Dr. Cito was managed to go abroad and share his talents. And anyhow, you're also honed by
Yes.
your education and training coming from UK and all over.
Yes. Well, what happened was after I finished my medicine, I worked for a while at the UP College of Public Health, then at the UP College of Medicine, where I joined the newly formed Medical Informatics Unit together with Doctors Eloy Marcelo and Dr. Herman Tolentino. And I was lucky enough that the then dean at the time, Professor Ramon Arcadio, sponsored me for a faculty development grant to go and study at University of Warwick
Okay.
for my Master's in Health Information Science.
And what is even more interesting, Doc, you said in your statement,
Yes.
you said, my wish for the future is that my work will
Yes.
leave a legacy that will continue to help improve the lives and health of both people, both here in the UK and in the Philippines.
Yes, that's
And
right.
God willing, the rest of the world.
Yes, that is my wish. I mean, right now I'm working on a project in the University of Plymouth, which is the e-health productivity and innovation in Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly project. And what that does is it's trying to help form startups, small and medium enterprises to develop digital health applications. So things like apps for your phone, so you can monitor your disease, if you've got a chronic disease like diabetes. And we've also worked on things like a pre-operative screening system so that people, when they have to have an operation, they don't have to go into the hospital just to be seen by the doctor and screened for the operation. Instead, they can fill that out in their own home.
That sounds a bit kind of, shall we say, in layman's understanding, it could be
Yes.
very difficult for us. But however, there's one thing I'd like to ask you, Doc.
Yes.
It refers to about the, in a simple term,
Yes.
on the application programming interfaces.
Yes, yes.
I'm sure you must have people
Yes,
about
yes.
with this,
Yeah.
Which is very common in a lot of
Well,
NHS.
the API is something that allows various sources of data to go into the same program. So what this does is that it allows a patient's data to be followed no matter wherever they go. So the data from the GP can be followed into the hospital. If the patient goes to another part of the country, their data will follow them to that part of the country because of this application programming interface. It's a common language for various data applications to talk to each other.
This, I believe, is more understandable for a layman.
Yeah.
Because it talks, this is very common. I mean, we encounter this program at
Yes,
a day-to-day basis, especially for layman coming,
Yeah.
perhaps staying in the UK, especially in the UK.
Well, that's
Search,
one thing that I hope is because the NHS is one of the best providers of health.
Okay. So with that, in that note, Doc, we don't have much time. As I said, on the last note, you can give parting words to our
Yes.
listeners.
Well, I hope that our listeners will be interested in how digital technologies impact their health and how it can be used to improve healthcare, not just here in the UK, but all over the world, and especially in the Philippines. I hope to be able to bring that back someday, God willing, through the Balik Scientist program in the Philippines.
Okay. So, Doc, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you for your
having
time.
me. Pleasure
From
and honor
Britanya
to be
Ngayon.
with you. Thank you.
na ang lockdown kaya mga vloggers, Dorset, here we come! Dorset is famous for its soaring limestone arch girdle door. It is largely rural with many small villages, few large towns and no cities, which attracts visitors all year round. 3/4 of its coastline is part of the Jurassic Coast, Natural World Heritage Site, due to its geological and paleontological significance. Paradise. Sandbanks Pool is 2 hours drive from London, train from Waterloo, or coach from Victoria Station. Easy access, that's why visiting the place is very convenient. Sandbanks is a small peninsula crossing the mouth of Poole Harbor. Its beach is of highest quality with golden sand and sparkling clean water. Water sports are fun, like paddleboarding, kayaking, parasailing, jet skiing, and more. Have your time, just walk around, the sun is in charge. Making the most of my summer, I spend my weekend and time on boat. I will show you around. The Royal Motor Yacht Club. This is a great escape from our busy and hectic life in the city. A place to stay for relaxing, drinking, and eating. Kaya naman ang mga friends invited din. We can stay on the boat and cruise around the Poole Harbor. One of the great legacy of Dorset is the Brownsea Island, where you can find the famous statue of Lord Baden-Powell, the founder and the father of the Scout movement. He is the one who organized the first Scout camp in the United Kingdom. We cannot miss going to the Sluddon Bay. The village is located about 2 miles north of the Swanage over a steep chalk ridge. This is a bit of a walk. Whatever the weather, everyone is prepared. Kahit medyo mabato, may konting mud, lakbay-lakad lang ang team natin. Dahil along the road, you can swing somewhere and find yourself something that will always amaze you. I tried to get into the shore, but it was high tide, but the breeze is cool and very relaxing. As we continue walking, the end of it is the view from the Old Harry Rocks. Mga kabritanya, nandito po tayo ngayon sa Old Harry Rock White Cliff at Studland, Dorset. Isa sa mga places na puntahan ng mga turista. Tara na! Still in Studland, never to be missed ang restaurant na The Pig on the Beach. They are famous because of their kitchen garden that makes their salad organic. If you feel like staying for a night, we can see different rooms with their very distinctive feature and character. Do you want to check in? Tara na! Before going to one of our final stops, we pass by a captivating church, the Saint Nicholas. The church is well named, for Saint Nicholas is the patron of fishermen and the sea. This lovely Norman church is one of the oldest and the best preserved of its kind in the country. Konting road trip lang, makikita rin natin ang Corfe Castle, a 1,000-year-old royal castle na puno ng kasaysayan ng panahon ng digmaan. Kaya naman makikita na lang natin ang mga ruins ng castle at ang ganda ng Corfe Castle Village. Along the way, napansin ko ang signage ng isang farm where they produce their local cider. Kaya ang trip ko, mag-cider tasting. A well-spent weekend mga vloggers and mesmerized by the sunset in Poole Harbor. Amazing, and I know you enjoyed the virtual tour with me. Ganda ng Dorset ang napuntahan natin ngayon. Kaya naman ang mga turista at mga taga-Britanya, tiyak nag-enjoy sila. Kaya samahan ninyo ako muli sa susunod nating paglalakbay. Para sa Britanya Ngayon, this is Susan Pilais Robinson, Dorset, England.
Hello! Ayan, nagkakainlaban na ata tayo. Balikan muna natin yung yung mga OPM natin. Siguro bigla sila na ang gandang dito. Tita, bati muna.
Hello, magandang hapon, magandang araw, magandang gabi sa Pilipinas and sa buong mundo. Andito na naman po ang Britanya ngayon, maghahatid sa inyo ng kalibang-libang na mga pangyayari at balita, lalo na sa Filipino community. Maraming salamat. Lagi niyong subaybayan ng Britanya ngayon.
Oo, kasi makakasama natin si Tita Adele lagi. Maraming issue na dapat pag-usapan. Kaya nga, Points of View with Philcom Advocate Adelina Dueñas. Sino kasama mo, Tita Adele? On your left, ang ganda ng kulay.
Yes! Ikinararangal kong makasama sa hapon na ito ang isa sa mga awardees ng Filipino Women's Network, one of the 100 most influential woman,
Wow.
Marie Manalo Maramba. And also our very generous host, Ruth Ross.
Yes! Siya ang reyna talaga ng SMDC. Salamat, SMDC. Siyempre, ito na, si Amy, ayan ang ganda-ganda ni Amy.
Okay, nagpapasalamat ako sa mother ko with the courtesy of her dress as usual.
Tita, bago tayo mag-discuss sa mga kababaihan, because this is women in leadership, okay? Tita, pag-usapan mo lang kasi ang ganda ng kwento ng OPM, Nakasama mo ba ang mga OPM na nandito sila sa
Of
London?
course, that's 70s Suburban.
Yes. And for all you know, Tita Adele was the event ambassador of that. Okay. At alam nyo ba yung Bakit Labis Kitang Mahal? At by the way, nagpapasalamat kami sa Ivory Records and to all the Malilin family who are watching us in the Philippines and in the UK. Maraming salamat
Yes.
sa pagbabahagi ninyo ng kwento ninyo.
Maraming salamat po sa inyo
Salamat,
lahat.
Malilin family.
Oo. O, ayan na si Marida. Nagkikinang siya, oh.
I want to thank can you
Filipino.
give a little bit of
About yourself.
yes,
Ayan.
about yourself?
Yes, I'm Marie Manalo Maramba, galing pong southwest of the UK in Plymouth. And we are here invited to be part of Britanya Ngayon. So, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Marie, kasi talagang bumiyahe sila all the way from Plymouth. How about you, Ross? I-share mo naman, tita, anong tatanungin mo kay Ruth ngayon?
Rose, I know that you are from the business world.
Wow.
So, ito ang magiging topic mo sa yung being a legacy in the business world.
Yes.
Kasi ata natin ngayon is
Now and then, the legacy.
Yun.
Okay, yeah. First of all, I would like to welcome you here in Staffordshire and Warwickshire. So, I am from Marinduque, originally in the Philippines, and here in Tamworth. So, in business world with mga kababaihan, so what I do is inspire them, and especially the women in business or the mothers that's working from home. So and I lead the team as well of SMDC here in the UK and abroad. So yes, that's my points in the business. So yes, thank you.
Ang mga kasama natin, Carol, very strong women.
Oo nga,
Yes.
Ramdam na ramdam ko eh. At pati si Amy Baliao, di ba?
We are the empowered women.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Precisely, Tita Adele.
Yes.
So, matututunan namin kung paano pa magiging strong. Alam namin strong kami, pero with your guidance,
Yes.
we will going to be stronger.
Yes. And so, I would like to ask Marie, being the Filipino community leader in Plymouth, how did you manage to spread your knowledge in, getting this community to be together?
Yes.
Well, first and foremost, it's really a struggle to start a group, an organization, because first, they don't know you, right?
Yeah.
So you have to prove to them what you are able and capable of doing.
Yes.
So when we organized the Filipino-British Association in Plymouth, Devon, and Cornwall, we are able to impart to them the mission and vision that is being like a family, because we're away from home.
Yes.
So we miss that companionship.
Yeah.
So this is one of the points that we wanted to instill in them, that you have a community that is there to help you when you need something.
Yeah, that's
You know?
true.
And then we forge links with the community, so that they will know more about the Filipino culture, and also our children who most of them maybe has grown up in the UK or in other parts of the country. They will have that idea of what their roots are.
Oh.
So it's a path for them to know what the community is all about.
That is a very, very important to impart our children kung
Yes.
saan sila galing.
Yes.
Because of
We
that,
should not
hindi nila
forget
correct,
kung
Tita
saan tayo
Adele.
nanggaling.
Correct. Para hindi nila makakalimutan
Exactly.
kung saan ang Pilipinas.
Tama. Kaya nga tayo, pag yung dahil wala tayo sa Pilipinas, nandito tayo, parang there is this urge to form the community.
Exactly.
Para tayo
And it's
magkabuklod, magkasama-sama in one aim, in one advocacy, and focus tayo sa mga magagandang adhikain natin.
Tita Adele, tatanungin kita. Sabi nga ni Marie, sabi ni Ruth, saka ni Amy, ito mga community leaders sa mga to, kilala ko to ng mga 10 years ago. Okay. Tita Adele, alam ko, very challenging to lead the community. Ano yung pinaka-challenging sa'yo pagka yung tipong hindi na kayo nagkakasundo? Pag may mga konting hindi pagkakaunawaan, how do you handle those things?
Well, I tried my best to make them, settle the problem. Pag hindi ko na kaya, I seek the help, lalo na sa embahada. Yun talaga, there was a time na both members and officer of an organization hindi magkasundo. So kahit na anong gawin ko talaga, so I asked Consul Bolter to mediate. So at least kahit paano naliliwanagan both sides.
That's
so
good.
nakakatulong. So ang embahada natin malaking tulong din talaga sa community.
Ayan, kaya napapasala. Oy, shout out pala. Okay lang, Manuel Pip Malilim. Ano yan, Kim Criselda, nanonood sa atin. Maraming salamat. Okay.
So talagang malaking tulong ang embahada natin sa ating sa mga Filipino
community.
Yes.
Yeah. Very supportive.
So sa
sila.
mga viewers natin, pag may problema,
Kay Tita Adele muna.
kay Tita Adele muna.
Di ba, Ruth? No?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, Marie, Tita, si Marie nakakasama mo yan sa NP, di ba dati?
Yeah.
Natin
We
pala.
were officers of NFID before. Yeah. I was elected
How's the experience?
together with you on a landslide.
Landslide! Actually, oo.
Tayo yung mga pioneers.
The pioneers.
Yes.
Tita, let me tell everybody this. Kasi nag-election kami sa NFID, parang we're 26, di ba?
Yeah.
And the 26 voted for Tita Adele.
Landslide.
Landslide, di ba? Oo. Kaya kahit maulan-ulan.
Yeah.
So, Tita, sa NFID, ano yung sa tingin mong isang naging proyekto natin na talagang hindi makalimutan ng marami? Magkakasama tayo doon eh. Si Ruth kasi bata to eh.
Hindi naman.
Ano, Tita, sa tingin mo, ang dami nating events, ikaw talaga. Tumakbo ka.
And then yung
Run
for a cause.
Oh, Run for a Cause with
Yes,
Josh
with
West.
Josh West.
Oo.
And the Abra.
One Love Abra.
Yeah,
And Marie, saan ka kasama? Di ba doon ka sa big breakfast meeting? Yung aga-aga, oo.
yes.
Ang NFID lang po ang nag-event na anong oras ba yun? Alas 8 ng umaga. Di ba?
Wow.
That is how passionate we were.
Yes, oo.
And,
Ay, binabati namin ang mga Assumptionista na di ba kasi Feast of the Assumption tomorrow? Sila Amy
yes,
Alado,
Feast of the
may misa
Assumption.
sa High Street
Yeah.
Kensington. Saan ba yung simbahan doon, Tita? Yung Our Lady
Our
of
Lady
of
of
Victories.
Victories.
Yan. So,
And Carmelite Church also, you can go there. Yeah. And
Uy, Tita, si
yeah.
Ruth, paano ka nakikipag-usap sa mga business women? Yan.
I don't have the acumen of being a businesswoman.
Wow.
You know.
Nosebleed naman ako doon. Acumen talaga.
Yes,
Sige.
Ruth, yeah. Wala. Really, parang hindi ko yun linya, yung business. Can you, share to us
Yeah. So
the success of Ruth?
yeah. So being a leader of my team here in the UK, I do reach out with community leaders as well, and then they would give me who is in charge on business side of the community, and yes, so I would be like
friendly with them and introduce the business and what this business can help them in their or in their future, in their investment or whatever, or extra income that they would like to. So yes, and that's one of what I do with my team as well. So help them to train them as well, and copy what we do. And yeah, and even not in the UK, we can reach out with other community
European
abroad.
ang target
Yes.
niya.
So in
Yes,
short,
European.
women or people who get extra money or who want to
Ito
invest,
Yes.
invest
naman
their money, go to SMDC,
Yes,
and go
correct.
to Ruth Ross.
Yes.
There you
Yeah.
are.
We do try to help them.
Yeah, that's true. To
How-
have an
how
to get an
to
investment.
get an
Yeah,
investment.
that's good. That's a very
Yes.
noble. Tita, may tanong ka ba o may tanong ka sa amin? Kasi mamaya may sorpresa tayo, di ba? Alam ni Ruth yun. Oh.
Well, ang tanong ko muna, for all of us,
Oh, sige.
you are a leader, community leader, and also you've been part of us, the communities.
Yes.
Marie and Ruth, how did we cope in this pandemic time to assert or to still share our knowledge, our resources during this pandemic to those who need our help?
Okay, ako una masasagot doon. The good thing about this, Tita Adele, because we have the brain, this is the reasons why that we created Britanya ngayon. Because,
Ayun pala yun.
May pa lang kami nagsimula. So, actually, pinananaginipan na to ni Miss Panday 10 years ago pa.
Alright.
But because of the pandemic, she
Parang
said,
ano?
yung dapat natin gawin? You know, so that then we can impart or we can share the community kung ano yung magagandang, the community.
Ibabalik natin
Oo.
sa...
So, we created Britanya ngayon.
Oh, yung pala ang
the
effect
reason.
ng pandemic.
Yes,
O, di
that's
ba?
the effect of the- and because of the technology, we are able to do the Britanya ngayon. Kasi nga, with the internet, you don't need to go to the studio now. As you see, we are here sa mansion ni Miss Ruth. We're doing Britanya ngayon.
Umulan,
live.
bumagyo. Ayos lang. Okay.
Well, I want also to commend some of the Filipino community who really give their best to give hot foods, hot
yeah.
meals to the hospital, to the needy, and those vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like me, I got an ayuda.
Oh, may
because
ayuda
I'm
ka.
already vulnerable. My desire to help was cut off by that. By that title, vulnerable. Oh my God, hindi na ako makalabas.
Yes, there's a lot of Filipino communities, especially in England, England and also in Scotland. Like, di ba
we want to
nagbigay tayo
thank
ng mga
them.
Jollibee?
Yes, we want to
O hindi, nagbayad sila.
Nagbayad sila.
We want to thank them from the bottom of our heart
Yeah.
because of what they did. That is a really very good.
Yeah, totoo
I
yun, tita.
remember one of our friend, Juliet Manarin,
Yeah.
they did some foods to the nurses.
Yeah.
They distribute
I told Edwin, I said, Edwin, if I only can, I will cook food for your
Sa
colleagues."
Chelsea.
Yes,
Oo.
send
And
this
then,
and
yeah.
here.
And then, by the way, tita, di ba, yung Milagrosa, nagbigay sila ng mga ayuda talaga. Pag
Yes,
nilapitan
thank
mo si
you.
Tito, Romy, and si Miss Lynn Ramos, nandiyan sila lagi. Maraming salamat, Milagrosa.
Yes,
you
they have
Uy, sandali, sa Plymouth. Ano nangyari sa Plymouth?
So, firstly, I would want to commend as well the people, all the Filipinos working in the hospitals, in the care homes, they're the frontliners who were there from the start of the pandemic till now. So in Plymouth, though, we are a community, most of them have been helping in hospitals,
Yeah, oo.
and the community. So we in part are the ones, like, if they need help, like, one thing is the embassy,
Yeah.
because everybody was in lockdown. They would want to help people in the embassy. So we're trying to have the embassy, invite the embassy again to be able to bring their services to
Yeah,
Plymouth.
the consular
so that they can
outreach.
actually-
Consular
Yes.
outreach.
Yes.
That's a
Okay.
very
Yes,
good
that's-
one.
so we're
Oh, that's a
working
good
on
one.
that.
Oh, okay.
My last question
O, kasi may 2
inyo
minutes na
lahat.
tayo. Naka-standby na si Tita Adele.
How do you really define woman empowerment.
Ay, naiiyak ako dyan.
Sa
So,
akin,
sino mauuna?
Sa akin, Tita Adele.
One word daw.
One word. Amy Baliao. One word, Amy Baliao. How do you define women's empowerment? I think it's just your determination and what you call this eagerness to help others and to help yourself. Most importantly, you must help yourself first before you can help others. Kasi if you're not healthy, how could you help others?
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Ako sa akin lang simple, ang pasensya mahalaga. Kasi kahit, ang pagpapakumbaba kasi, it also feels that you are also empowered.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Ako,
yes, Tita. Go.
Ako, family. That really empowers me. My family, especially my children.
Oh.
Marie?
Me, first and foremost, is respect. If you respect yourself and you're able to impart and share what you can, people will respect you as well. So that's the main point for me.
Amen.
To respect other
And
people.
Yeah, I think I would say as well respect and hard work.
Yes,
and
definitely.
being a leader or with the community, that is you need as well, and patience. So yes.
Oy, maraming salamat. O,
And
Tita.
one word, inspire.
Yes.
Inspire.
O, kaya nga, Tita, nandito tayo sa mga inspiration. Tawagin mo na.
Yes.
Sino ba?
So,
Ang pambansang boses na tinagurian ng mga Pinoy at siya lang ang nag-concert sa United Kingdom na nilibot niya ang lahat ng bansa ng UK. Ready na ba siya? Sandali. Nasaan na ba siya?
kantahan mo na kami.
Kantahan mo na kami. Is
We're
Mitoy
waiting.
ready?
Are you
Sleeping
ready,
already.
Toy?
Ayan, let's all welcome
Aranahin mo na
Mitoy!
kami. Toy, aranahin mo na kami.
Hi, Mitoy!
Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat dyan. Kakanta na ba ako?
Ayan, maririnig natin sa phone ni Amy. How's
Kakanta
Mitoy?
na ba? Wala lang kumustahan. Mamaya tayo magkumustahan.
Oh, sige, okay na.
Okay, we'll do the song of Port Malilin.
We're there.
Since we're talking about Malilin. Di mo kailangan magbalat kayo. Halata naman maski itago. Huwag mo nang pigilan ang mga luha sa pagpatak sa lupa. Alam ko na pagod ka na sa pagdaing at sandalan ang tanging hinihiling. Bakit di mo ibigay sa akin ang iyong mga kamay? Kahati mo ako, yan ang totoo. Kahati mo sa bighati hanggang sa huli. Kahati mo ako sa ayaw o gusto. Kahati mo at sana'y maniwala. Ano mang bumabagaba sa iyo, may liwanag kahit na malayo. Dahil di ka mag-isa, tayong dalawa ay laging magkasama. Kahati mo ako, yan ang totoo. Kahati mo sa bighati hanggang sa huli. Kahati mo ako sa ayaw o gusto. Kahati mo at sana'y maniwala. Lahat ng taga-subaybay ng Britanya ngayon at lahat ng mga Pilipino nandiyan sa UK o Europe, ingat po lagi mga kabayan. Ingat and pray. Hindi magbabago ang pagmamahal ko na inaalay sa'yo magpakailanman. Kahati mo ako, iyan ang totoo. Kahati mo sa bighati hanggang sa huli. Kahati mo ako sa ayaw o gusto. Kahati mo at sana'y maniwala. Kahati mo ako sa ayaw o gusto. Kahati mo at sana'y maniwala. Yes, that's Kahati Mo by Port Malilin. Magandang araw sa inyo. Magandang hapon. Hello? Hello?
Ay, nako, Carol, ang galing naman ni Mr. Mitoy.
Oo,
Talagang OPM tayo ngayon, kahit umuulan. Tingnan mo naman. Umulan, bumagyo.
Ayos
OPM.
lang, oo.
By the way, mga malilin, kasi nga sabi nga natin, the legacy, ano?
Oo.
Pasalamatan natin ang mga malilin family.
Ano dyan pa si Mitoy, oh? Hi,
Andiyan pa ba?
Mitoy.
Hi, Mitoy. Thank you very much, Mitoy.
Oo.
Mitoy, where
Thank
are
you, Ren. Thank you,
Meron
Ren.
pa bang isang kanta, Mitoy?
Ay, sabi mo eh. Kaya, ikaw ang nag-request eh.
Meron pa.
Oo nga.
Manila.
Umulat,
Bumagyo, ayos lang. Okay, let's all welcome Mitoy.
Mitoy.
Okay, o sige. Basta
Ah,
ikaw
syempre,
nagsabi kung ano
listeners
kakantahin
namin
ko
yan.
eh. Maraming beses na kita
Oh, ayan,
nilayasan,
sige.
iniwanan
Oh, yes,
at
Mitoy.
iba ang pinunahan.
Oh, sige, miss namin
Parang
yan. Hindi ka
babae.
nakauwi.
Mahirap talaga
Hindi, dadalaw ka ulit sa
malimutan. Yung Manila pupunta dyan, yung Manila.
Ibang pinong...
Ikaw lamang ang aking naging binabalikan.
Manila. Okay, quiet na tayo.
Opo, kiapo. Manila. I keep coming back to Manila. Simply no place like Manila. Manila, I'm coming home.
Coming home.
I walk the streets of San Francisco. I tried the rides in Disneyland. Dated a million girls in Sydney. Somehow I feel like I don't belong. Sing with me. Hinahanap kita Manila. Ang ingay mong kay sarap sa tenga. Mga jeepney mong nagliliparan. Mga babae mong nagtatabahan. Take me back in your arms, Manila. And promise me you'll never let go. Promise me you'll never let go. Manila. Miss you like hell, Manila. No place in the world like Manila. Manila, I'm coming home. Yes, Britanya Ngayon, maraming salamat sa inyo.
Thank you.
Dahil kayo mag-iingat.
Ay, salamat sa iyo.
Maraming salamat, Mitoy, and hope to see you soon.
Very soon, yes.
Yes, kaya ako nag-iingat eh. Hinahanap hanap kita Manila. Ang ingay mong kay sarap sa tenga, mga jeepney mong nagliliparan, mga babae mong nagagandahan. Take me back in your arms, Manila, and promise me you'll never let go. Promise me you'll never let go. Manila, Manila, miss you like hell, Manila. No place in the world like Manila. I'm coming home to stay. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mitoy.
Thank you, Mitoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
Okay. At yung unang kinanta ni Mitoy, that's the composition, original composition of the son of June Malilin. So, Port Malilin, thank you very much for
The
sharing that.
late June Malilin.
Yeah, the late June
Yeah.
Malilin.
And of
Thank you,
course,
Port.
Thank you, Port.
the Ivory Records. Salamat din.
Oh, maraming salamat. And actually, they're watching, Tito Rusty, Rico Garcia, Marvin Agustin, Marvin Velasquez. Maraming salamat. And Jan Sandoval. Thank you
At
very
shout
much.
out kay Miss Elegy as well for tuning in.
Okay.
Mr. Mitoy, thank you very much again. We hope to see you again. At,
Oo.
Yes,
shout out
salamat sa inyo.
kay
Mag-ingat
Barney.
kayo.
Happy birthday tomorrow.
Thank
If
you.
Mitoy is still there, we would like you to witness this very special kasi meron kaming surprise. Okay?
Wow.
Gusto namin
Uh-huh.
ma-witness ni Mitoy.
Wow,
Sige.
Okay. Kasi, ang kaarawan minsan lang mangyayari yan. Nag-birthday ako ng May. Ikaw, binati mo ba ako? Kaya special ito, binati mo ba ako? Regalo niya nga tong yaman dagat ko. Sige. Okay. Mitoy, babatiin natin ang happy birthday. Handa na ba ang buong Britanya? Handa na. Okay. Tinatawag namin si Ruth, tsaka sila Tita Adele, si Marie, and si Sito. Ayan.
Ayan.
Halika
Ayan na, Mitoy.
Dalhin na.
Papadala namin yung mga
Papadala
gifts
namin,
dyan sa inyo.
oo. Mitoy, dapat special to kasi ang paborito niya, pero alam ko kayang-kaya mo tong kantahin, pero syempre hindi na
Ano ba?
napapakanta sa'yo. And of course, everybody, mga kamag-anak niyo sa Pilipinas na nanonood, happy birthday, Amy! Ayan! Ayan! Day to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Kasi po next week ang birthday ni Amy, so wala po tayong kaya talaga na-surpresa siya. So, magkano ka, Amy?
Nasurpresa din kami dahil maulan.
Uulan.
I didn't really know this. Naiiyak ako.
Naiiyak. Tissue.
Thank you
Masisira yung
so
makeup,
much,
masisira
sa
yung
mga
makeup.
Britanya, and thank you for your
May sinasabi
love.
si Mitoy.
Ay, si Mitoy.
May sinasabi si Mitoy.
Dahil huwag kang luluha, Miss Amy. Masisira yung makeup mo, masisira.
I'm so surprised. Hindi ko alam kung sino yung babatiin nila. Ako pala yun.
Oh, ikaw yun. Maraming salamat.
Privilege kami.
Oo.
Thank you so much.
Yes, speaking of birthday as well, today is celebrating the birthday of my treasurer of Pilbers community, si Miss Eberlyn Micena, at si ang aking friend din na si Miss Amy Duero sa Bournemouth. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Sa lahat ng mga birthday celebrants, happy birthday sa inyo. Umulat, bumagyo.
Ayos lang.
Laban
Okay.
lang. Oo.
Pwede naman mag-shoutout.
Of
Yes.
course. Okay, go.
Hello, I just want to thank everybody and say hi to sa mga tao sa Plymouth.
Mga tao talaga, ha?
Yes, of course. Kasi minsan ang di ba? Ang
Of
layo ng
Yes,
Plymouth
of course.
eh.
Ang
Yeah,
layo.
yeah.
Ilang oras ang biyahe pala?
4 hours.
Oh.
Miss you, Sunny Del Mundo.
Yeah.
Tita Sunny. Tita Sunny.
Tita Sunny, next time ma-live ka dapat. Okay. By the way, thank you Milagrosa for supporting us. Tita Lynn and Tito Romy, maraming salamat. Ang Britanya ngayon po ay magpapatuloy sa mga suporta na ibinibigay ng mga naniniwala sa aming programa. Ano pa ang masasabi ninyo?
At ako rin na magpapasalamat sa mga sponsor namin, si Kitchen Sushi Bar, si Ki at Jeff Rivera, Asian Mini Shop, Parkstone, kay Bel Natasha ko, At sa lahat ng mga tumutok sa amin sa araw na ito.
Oo.
At syempre, Tita Adele,
Siyempre si
layo
Tita
din ng
Adele, si
nataw mo,
Ruth.
no?
At si,
Maraming salamat.
hindi,
Tita
at
Adele.
Boxito from Plymouth, nakita mo
Yes.
naman. Okay.
Zoe, we love you.
And then the daughter is there. Also, Erasmo Talent Star Management, Tito Rusty, maraming salamat. Nag-enjoy kami.
Saan ba siya makakontakt? Si Erasmo?
Si Tito Rusty.
Oo, Tito
Okay.
Rusty.
Tito Rusty for others, Tito Mo for...
Ang
Hindi,
dami, oo.
Oo, nandito lang siya sa may Wimbledon.
Sa Wimbledon,
Mag-jamming tayo once.
Yes.
O, sige.
And Kabayan Remit as well.
Kabayan
Of
Remit.
course, yung ating
Thank
kabayan.
you.
Annalisa Roberts and
Roberts.
Steven Diano.
Diano.
At
Yeah.
syempre, ang
And of course, SMDC!
Thank you, Ruth, and to Alec, and to Katie.
Yes.
Maraming salamat.
By the way, Carol,
Ano,
diba,
ano?
nagpunta tayo nung nakaraan sa
Sa ano naman? Ay, sa BAT, of
Oo.
course.
Family
Tita
day
Manny, Tita Manny and Tita Angie, maraming salamat. Oy, by the
Meron
way,
tayong
oo
ano,
nga, panoorin muna natin to yung Ronda Britanya. O, habol lang. Okay, pasok, Ronda Britanya.
Umulan, bumagyo, ayos pa din. Dahil ang Bat Community tuloy ang saya sa ligaya sa pagbubukas ng lahat matapos ang higit na 1 taong lockdown. Sa park ng Winston Recreational Ground naganap ang lahat. Tulong-tulong ang mga miyembro ng Philcombat upang matuloy ang pinakaabangang pagtitipon na pinangunahan ni Manny Mabulay, Justin Vergara at Angie Giblin at kasama ng ibang mga miyembro ng grupo. Ang MC na si Maron Padrigal, patok sa masa, nagpasaya sa mga dumalo. Kantahan at sayawan, laging kasama sa programa. Nakisa din ang kalapit na lugar sa BAT. Suportado ng iba't ibang traders, Kabayan Remit, SMDC, JD Paradise Realty Triple J Marketing at marami pang iba. Sa Chesik, hindi ininda ng Philippine Volcanoes Yuki Rugby Team ang ulan. Tuloy ang laban sa gitna ng ulan. Hindi man sila nakikita-kita bago ang laro, pinagkaisa ng kanilang pagiging Pilipino. Mga patikim lamang yan, dahil ang buong report sa susunod naming episode, abangan. Ito ang kwento ng Ronda Britanya. Ako po si Rapa Rapa.
Saan ba yan?
okay.
Maraming salamat mga kabritanya sa BAT at abangan ninyo ang full report namin sa Philippine Volcanoes. That's the UK team for rugby. Okay, maraming salamat sa lahat ng tumutok sa Britanya ngayon. Nais namin maging bahagi ng inyong buhay sa pamamalagi ninyo sa Britanya. OPM mananatili sa aming alaala at upang ipasa sa susunod na henerasyon. Ako po si Carol Panday.
Mga Pinoy na nagbigay ng mga karangalan sa ating lahi, patuloy nating ipagbunyi. Ako po si Amy Baliao.
Mga ibinahagi ni Doc Sito Maramba, magiging gabay ng Britanya, talino, dedikasyon sa profesyong pinili niyang gampanan, magpapatuloy, pananatili at makilala ang ating lahi.
At dahil weather, katulad ngayon na umuulan ng buhay, bumagyo man, tuloy pa rin ang saya ng mga Pinoy sa Britanya. Ako po si Rapa Rapa.
Para Britanya ngayon,
Laban!